Yeah, this is kind of just the way it's going to go with our new first selection setup here, guys. For
I'm interested to see when we get the mold breaker, right? When things change a little bit, but
yeah. I feel like in the past it was generally Gen G who would try to be like the mold breakers. There were some other teams that would try to do it as well.
Okay, here, I'm putting you on the spot. Do you think we'll get something different in the first week?
Yeah, I think we'll get something different in the first week.
Okay.
I don't know how many times we'll get it differently, but...
at least once.
At least once. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We'll see. That's the way it goes. You decide if you want to choose the side or if you want to choose first pick or second pick. KT, they had that first selection for Game 1. They chose first pick. DNS picked blue. And once again, after losing Game 1, they had the selection again. They chose first pick, and DNS picked blue. And in Game number 3, if we do get there, expecting the same to happen. We'll wait and see. As Nico, Vi, Jace, Azir, same bans here. So far, that is.
Yeah. Seemingly going in a similar direction. I think we probably won't get the Silas ban here, as I imagine that was specifically to allow the Malphite pickup. Yep, so that's going to be changed. We are still on Fearless. Don't currently have the ban champions showing at the moment.
Yeah.
But Malphite was obviously picked up, so not something that's going to be able to be taken there. And for those who are listening, I will just try and prompt some of the picks. So mid coming in, Rise, obviously Talia and Ari saw last game, so those won't be available. Ashe coming through for the DN Supers. I have seen some Ashe support builds.
Yeah.
Probably AD carry Ashe, but I have seen some Ashe support builds with the Bandle Pipes. And then the Mundo quickly coming in. And it was Wukong and Malphite that were picked in the jungle last game that are disabled. In terms of AD carries, it was Corki and Yunara. Lucian coming through. Lucian very strong in the patch with the new Essence Reaver. And here's the Braum. Braum kind of the pick of the patch with the Bandle Pipes. Lucian Braum, a very strong lane. I would probably say Lucian Braum, maybe one of the strongest bot lanes on the patch. Can be a bit matchup dependent, obviously. There are some lanes that can be a little difficult if they outrange, but both of them massively benefiting from the new items. Essence Reaver for Lucian and Bandle Pipes for Braum. So strong. So strong.
Yeah.
And now DN Freaks going for the Victor. So Victor against Rise coming through as the mid lane matchup.
Yeah, very classic mid lane matches that we saw at East Mount last year. As we are going to be getting into the second phase of bans now. DN Supers going to take away the J4.
Yep. So J4 gone, Wukong obviously and Malphite were the ones, as I mentioned before, gone from Fearless. And top lane, we haven't seen anything picked up yet, presumably. And for top lane, we had Rumble against Cassante taken away. And I'm wondering what they're going to pick for Perfect. You know, we often see him put on tanks, things like Sion. And obviously we just saw him on the Cassante. But had a rough time into Dudu in the previous game. So we'll see if they can give him a bit of a better matchup or a matchup he's more comfortable with.
Yeah, I think it is important. Definitely still early times here at the LCK Cup. It is indeed match 1. But yeah. We'll have to wait and see what he does go for here. Waiting for the final ban from the KT Rolster team. As maybe looking at another support to try to bolster this very strong bottom lane that they do have already. And in fact, it will be the Lulu, so no Ashe Lulu this time around.
Yep.
Will they flex the Ashe to support? We'll have to wait and see.
I think it's risky into the Lucian Braum. You know, for as much as you have that range to Rast, if a Q connects, can be in trouble. But they go for the Sraka. So you saw the range support bans coming in from KT with the Renard and the Lulu, those Peel Enchanters. And the DN Supers have gone, we're playing ranged into this. You know, and I think some of the lanes that the Lucian Braum can struggle into are those longer range harass lanes. If you get a strong level 1, level 2, you really want like the level 2, 3 spikes for the Lucian Braum. If you're already at a deficit at that point, you might just not get back into it. And also, Lucian can be very burst focused. If you're trying to burst down the Ashe and there's so much sustain coming through, can be a problem. A lot of enchanter items buffed as well, so this Rocket could do some work. We do see Renekton coming through for Perfect, a pick we've seen him play a good amount of times. Now for the jungle pick for Cuz.
Are we going to see a Zac in week 1? I'd like to see it. He was hovering the Lilia, and you know, Lily or Renekton is strong. Think about Sylas instead, so that is going to be the choice here.
Okay, I mean, the Ashel is decent. Mundo ult's okay. Soraka can be a funny one.
It depends, yeah.
I mean, kind of like, you know, the reverse Karthus ult. You can help out lanes from a distance. It can be a nice one just to pick up as you're going by and then save it for later. Less useful in team fights, though. And obviously, you don't have as much heal and shield power as a Sylas, so it doesn't get as much strength, but early on can be okay. And it's going to be Dudu looking at the Scion this time. So this is very health stacking, lots of healing on the side of the DN Supers. Grievous Wound's going to be an absolute must for KT. And KT, strong mid-game, a lot of damage. Maybe there comes a point in this game where they run out of damage and just aren't able to cut through the front line. But I do think they have a lot of mid-game power. And DN Super's composition feels like maybe might take a bit too long to come online. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like the comp from KT in the last game, except, you know, I don't feel like it spikes quite as hard later on because it's Ashe instead of Yunara. You do have the Victor instead of
and
the Talia, but
the Mundo does a bit more damage, right?
Yeah.
I think it's really going to come down to the bot lane, because if the Ashe Soraka does snowball, I think you're going to be in a much better position. If Ashe gets ahead, you can do a good amount of damage. If they fall behind, I think you're going to be in a rough spot, which you kind of said last game as well for the side of KT, is if bot lane falls behind, it's going to be in a rough spot. So we'll see how that pans out. And also, Grievous Wounds are luxury items, right? That extra 800 gold cost, have to afford that in your build. If you get ahead, it feels much better to be picking up Grievous Wounds and shutting down the healing for the enemy team. But it is definitely going to be a must in this game against this team composition of the DN Supers.
yeah, we get the unrolling Demacia banners here at the GTG Galal Park. We're getting ready for game number 2, DN Supers versus KT Rolster. Let's hop on the Rift. All right, here we go, game number 2, as we are getting into the thick of the action. DNS starting off very strong, taking game number 1.
Ghost went heal. I mean, he has Summon a Spellbook, but I really don't like the heal.
I think you would want Ignite.
Yeah, I think Ignite is really important.
Yeah.
Into Soraka.
Maybe you thought aiming would take it.
No.
A little bit of miscommunication. You know, it's a new duo in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I think having the extra pressure, really important. And the early Grievous Wounds makes a big difference when you want that early kill pressure, because you're going to get harassed, right, in this lane. And you're kind of looking to find that all-in pressure versus this harass. They're playing super aggressive here. The thing with Soraka is her harass is solid, but the main reason she's so strong is that if you trade abilities with her, she beats almost any support in the game. Like here, you land a Q, she lands a Q, but her Q heals her. So she's still full HP, and you're now not full HP.
Yeah.
Which
also,
is why,
yeah.
even against harass-heavy supports like Karma, Soraka can be really frustrating, because Q for Q, Soraka wins, right? But Braum isn't Karma. He doesn't have nearly as much harass as a Karma.
Yeah. And, I mean, you're Lucian level 1. You're not really going to be able to do much against the Volley Ashe at this level, down on range as well. Dudu playing Scion into Renekton. We've seen this a million times. We're going to see it again. The top lane continues to just inspire tons of joy here in 2026.
Oh, also Ghost didn't go the approach velocity Braum tech, which I love seeing. You know, a little bit disappointed. Especially with the bundle pipes, that feels really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is time to talk a little bit about the bundle pipes for those who haven't seen it. New item, support item, costs 2,000 gold. Very cheap, even for a support item. A lot of support items are like 2,200. When you slow an enemy, so it works differently for ranged and melee. For ranged, it gives more stats and longer duration. But it's AoE, it gives 30% attack speed for 8 seconds, and it gives the holder 20 movement speed. So on Braum, who slows with every Q, it's great. And given everyone attack speed is stack your passive, it's really great. So it's part of the reason Braum is so strong.
Dudu's back.
I'm
gonna say it's day 1. But Dudu's back.
Yeah, guys, you don't pick Renekton to lose level 3 to Sign. I'm just gonna point it out. Not going so hot right now for Perfect.
Yeah. Dudu's back in action. Very excited as we do know he's capable. Aiming just going to sit and get rooted. Not exactly the best situation, but they were able to push the wave in, so...
Yeah, they really want to push it and potentially get a reset in and heal up, because if you look at the inventories, there's a lot more health potions on one side than the other. Aiming and Ghost having to use their health as a resource to get out of this lane. Aiming will be able to get a back in now. Opts for... Okay, he does pick up a health potion. I was thinking he was just going to go items, no health potion. Refillable would feel really good, but doesn't quite have the money for it right now. And that's the thing. You are weathering the storm as this Lucian Braum until you find an all-in angle. But as I was saying before, without the Ignite, thinner windows, he does have the Spellbook. So I'm kind of looking for a point at which he does switch to Ignite later on. And that helps to signify, hey, it's go time.
It's going to be obvious, too, to the side of DNS when that is.
Yeah.
It's like, Braum switched to Ignite. Whoa,
I wonder what's that?
What did he mean by that? It's impossible to know.
Is he cold? It is quite cold in Korea right now. A lot of ice outside.
It's going to be -10 Celsius tonight.
Oh, man.
I don't know what is going on. Well, I guess winter.
It's very slippery as well.
Yeah.
Be careful out there if you're in Korea right now, which you are. So be careful.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I am real, not AI in this case. Perfect is just really getting bullied here. Sion doing Sion things.
No, this this shouldn't be happening. The Renekton tends to do better in this matchup. But just they do play it really well.
I see Sion and I see him in the early games and I'm like, nah, he's just gonna win every early game. It's just the way it goes.
So Renekton losing the early top matchup. BDD's doing fine. Bot lane, Aiming and Ghost. I think they're doing okay, but they're not exactly ahead or anything. They are still down in gold, but they're weathering the storm okay. Oh, hit! I don't know why, but I just got it mixed up that it's his tower. I was like, hit the crystalline.
No, he's farming under his...
I'm gonna blame the new side flip him. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. You know.
That's a good one. One of our new changes here. The poke is pretty insane. It's Ash and
the dragon's helping,
and the dragon is helping. So. They don't really have any business in that river anymore.
You know, the Infernal Dragon does... Have you seen the new cinematic? It does look a bit like Shyvana when she's a dragon in the new cinematic. Did you see it when she was fighting the Elder Dragon? It was pretty neat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about proxying a little bit here, Ox, because we do see that Perfect has elected to go ahead and proxy the Sion.
Yeah, proxying's OP. Because the area in which you're in top lane extends behind the enemy turret, so you can proxy and you're still in top lane, but if you were that same position behind your turret, you wouldn't be in top lane. There's like, you know, shout out Watley for like carving out with blue trinkets the different areas of what is in top lane and making it very clear in a tweet so people can see. Closer in trouble.
Yeah, Sun is going to come in, Silas here as well. Easy first blood given over to Cuz. Closer doesn't even elect to flash, as now being kited out here. The Braum not exactly enjoying himself. Goes getting super low, has to flash. And the pain continues for the KT bottom lane. Yeah,
bottom lane matchup not going too hot right now. Starting to really pull behind in terms of CS, and now Ghost has to back. Does have TP though, get back into lane, but that means no Ignite going to be available immediately. But yeah, the point I was making about top lane, so with these quests, with the laners in particular, you get like passive build-up for your quests. And just being in lane speeds it up massively. Closer was trying to do that, and it was rudely interrupted by the gang squad. No, you don't get to be in lane. No quest building up for you. And he's sent back home.
Yeah. We did see BDD's quest was delayed pretty decently compared to Closer's in the last game.
I think, so the numbers on it, it's almost 5 times faster. Just short, it's like 4.8 times faster, the passive build-up off your quest if you're like in your lane area compared to out of it, and it contributes a lot. It's a big contribution to your quest just being in lane. So if you're roaming or if you're forced back, you want to make it quick, and you want to get value from it. So I feel like whenever you're going somewhere else, you want to make sure you're getting like tangible value. Obviously things like takedowns give quest contributions, so it's like if you go somewhere, get it. Neutral objectives do too, right? But you want to get that, because if you just leave lane and come back for nothing, you kind of feel bad.
which, as we're both alluding to, BDD ended up TPing to bottom lane in the last game, essentially got nothing, and then also did go for a gank later on. At least he did get the assist later. But again, he was behind like 2-3 minutes on the quest completion on closer.
Takedowns are worth less if you're... no, I think takedowns are worth the same, whether or not you're in lane. But I know turrets and plates are worth more in your lane as well. Yeah, that's it. So minions, turrets, plates are worth more in your lane. Takedowns are worth the same anywhere. And epic monsters too. So if you roam and get those, it can be pretty good. But even then, like, I think it's hard not to lose points by roaming, even if you get moderate value. I think here, picking up a dragon is pretty nice, right? The neutral objectives give a good amount, so I don't think you can feel too bad about it.
Yeah, they got the dragon, KT did, whereas DNS did get 3 of the grubs. Coach voice.
용준아, 미드 빡주여서 일자 쪽 관리해주자, 일자. 미드 일자.
예.
끌어먹던 거. 네, 이번에 밀고 갈게.
문도가 미드 바텀 쪽으로 나올 거야. 먼저 나와서 일단 조심.
So basically just macro calls there. Thank you, G-Sun. Couldn't quite catch what they were saying. And a lot of it is the coaches coming in. They're not coming in and making gigantic, you know, game-changing statements. But so far, especially because it was the first, you know, it's the first day. And this is the first time we're using the coach voice feature.
Yeah, and the thing is,
they're not trying to do anything crazy.
The coaches are going to be new to this as well, right?
Yeah.
This is a new... Oh, all in from perfect top.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets a kill, but it's a new thing for the coaches as well, so they're still going to be refining.
All right, trying to go for the all-in, but instead Ghost is met with a giant arrow to the face.
Yeah, it's not going to find any angles really here, and just kind of getting bullied out in the meantime. As I was saying, the coaches, it's kind of going to be a learning curve, like what information is useful, what is helpful, how much should we give, when should we give it. It's still a very new thing for them, and finding out how can we best help out the teams. But seeing KT, you know, they obviously in the first game came in at one point, and then coming in here as well. I expect the majority of it to be these kind of informing about macro situations, being like, hey, this is what we think we should do, or we think this, we've spotted this, or this or that, this. Remember, they only get the perspective, they don't get like full both teams' vision. You know our point of view where we see the spectator view of both sides? They don't get that. The coaches don't get that. That would obviously not make any sense.
They're ganking you right now!
They'd be pretty unbalanced. So they only have similar information to what KT has, but still that extra set of eyes can be very useful when the player's obviously focused on things like laning and such. But I think when you're in the middle of a fight, it's going to be difficult to really contribute when it's already often so chaotic already. So I expect it to be more macro things, or more like, guys, lock in. Guys, stop trolling.
Stop playing like that.
Guys, don't do that.
You're
again.
better than this.
You know, the stuff you'd wait till after the game to say, just say, guys, what are you doing? That's what I would say as a coach. I'd come and be like, come on, guys. Step it up.
Yeah. And that's why Ox is here, casting with me. As Pyosik,
hey, it's good advice.
Mundo. So I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to do much to him. I don't think they have the damages yet, especially with the Silas and the Rise. Closer does come in, and now they're staying around for quite a long time. So a second rotation comes in, and Pyosik will be forced to flash away. As the arrow comes in, we'll be missing both of them. Perfect. Yeah. Very low in the top lane.
He is just getting bullied out again in this lane. Has gone for that early Tiamat and is nearly finished the call, but he is just not having a fun time. Dudu is thriving. Is it the year of Dudu? It's early to say, but I think it is.
It's day one. I think you and I are both on the...
There is never a better time to say it's the year of Dudu.
I love day one overreactions. Week one overreactions are good as well.
Yeah. He's just bullying him out.
Perfect's kind of just wandering around.
Yeah. World finalist, Dudu's like, I don't care about that. It's the year of Dudu. That's what he said. If we could listen to his comms, he would have said that himself, I'm sure. He would have said, year of Dudu, quote me on that.
Yeah. Well, we didn't need to hear it. We already know it, Dudu, don't you worry. As the quests are coming in, does look like BDD, you know, helping get that kill onto Closer. He's going to be the one person that gets the quest first ahead of his opponents. Everybody else on the side of DNS got their quests done first ahead of KT. So As you can see, things going pretty well in the quest department for them. The gold still slightly in favor of KT. They also have that first dragon. They've got a kill onto the Silas, and so they're feeling pretty good about that. Perfect continuing to just try to proxy, and so will Dudu.
Duckdam's going Essence Reaver Ashe, which is not something I've seen. You know, the Essence Reaver did get buffed massively, and obviously Ashe has a low cooldown W to proc it, but you tend not to see Essence Reaver Ashe. You tend to see like Kraken Slayer or Yuntao.
Like auto attack focused Ashe.
Auto attack, either like crit Ashe or on hit Ashe.
Yeah.
So I'm interested, especially because we talked about how this composition was lacking. Like you have 2 threats on this composition. You need them to be pumping damage. So he's up to the Essence Reaver here. It does mean he'll have plenty of mana. That's something to be said. We do have new support items coming out as well. I talked a little bit about the Vandal Pipes, which Ghost has, no surprise, because it's really strong with Braum. You might see it in action here if he hits a Q. No.
Nope. We almost saw it.
Almost saw it.
Yeah.
And Life has gone for the new support tier item. I've forgotten what it's called when it's not upgraded, but it's the DNS when it's upgraded. Yeah. And basically, it gives you know how like every tier item gives you a stat based on your mana? This one gives heal and shield power, and also for every second in... Oh.
Wait, he hit him with that volley. I don't know how he did not quite know that Cuz was in the brush, but yeah, ends up using his cleanse and his flash, even though the volley, I heard the sounds of the volley hitting, so maybe for some reason he did not. Either way, that is going to be a nice follow-up kill here for the mid-jungle duo of KT.
Yeah, a little bit of an oopsie there from Duckdam, and both summons down, and the Soraka ult to try and save him. So let's see this again.
And listen as well.
And because it's like, oh, he saw me. He starts to walk away, and he's like, no, he's still coming. Maybe Duckdam was like, that brush is acting weird today.
Must be a new change in 2026, you know? Like, if you hit the brush with the volley, it makes a sound.
Yeah, maybe he thought it went a bit further and it hit like the Raptors.
That would be a lot further.
Yeah.
It was like max range hitting the brush.
Maybe he just didn't, I don't know. I'm making excuses. Who really knows?
Yeah, our Worlds finalists are kind of struggling today. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. The thing I was saying about the DNM when it's completed, every second you're in combat, it heals someone nearby. So when Life has his tier fully stacked, it's going to be pretty nice, pretty good. But he's a long way away from that. You often see people don't finish, like they get the tier and then they build another item. So it's interesting he finished it when he only has 144 tier stacks. Some perhaps non-optimal item finishing scenarios here, but you know.
Yes.
Okay, Ghost didn't hit a Q again.
Yeah, Ghost obviously, okay, engage Braum coming on in, and Duckdam has no sums, so that's a free kill for KT.
Okay, you know what's really sad? Is when you hit with your Q, when you're playing a champion with Vandal Pipes, it puts a circle around you, and you can see who's getting the buff, right? And it's got good vibes to it. I've just learned now, in Spectator, it doesn't do that. So we don't get to see the Vandal Pipe vibes, unfortunately. And I'm just very sorry to everyone watching, because I really sold this item as a great experience, and we're being denied the Vandal Pipe vibes. It was a whole party.
I'm sure it'll be fixed in the future. We're on 26.1.
I want everyone to know. It's a party, you know? Everyone's invited to the Vandal Pipes. And everyone loves pipe-based instruments, like bagpipes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other pipe-based instruments are there?
I think those are the two. I mean, it does just look like bagpipes, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
It is.
I think it's a bit of a reference, yeah. So
Scotland reference?
So goes with the engage here. No circle, unfortunately.
Yeah, no circle. Tragic. But a good pick. Dr. That Summoner is a little bit vulnerable. And the Essence Reaver Ashe, he bought the Essence Reaver and he died twice. So I don't know what the takeaway is, but I'm not being sold. We can't really blame the Essence Reaver for that, but I'm choosing to.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the build you see nowadays. But it does feel pretty strong on the right champions, such as Lucian. They're really struggling in the lane, but now Aiming's 1-0. He's ahead on farm. He's ahead on gold.
And he has the 2-item spike on the Lucian. The Essence Reaver Navori is so nice. I mean, it was already good before, but now with the Sheen procs and the fact you're reducing your cooldowns with the Navori, this is prime Lucian sort of vibes.
Yeah. So we don't get the vibes from the Braum, but we get it from the Lucian.
Well, he does actually get them. We just don't get to see it. We just don't get to witness it.
You don't get to experience the vibes alongside of Aiming.
Yeah, it's KT only. It's a KT only party, and we're not invited.
Yeah. So Aiming, you know, he was kind of the main carry of the last game, or he was meant to be.
Oh.
Didn't really end up hitting that.
I just saw the Seraphs came through for Rise, and I had a bit of information that is new that's completely irrelevant that I'll get to later. It looks like we're having a fight. Yeah, completely irrelevant. You know what else they changed? You can now buy, so once you've fully stacked your tier item, you can buy a new tier and make another. And it's irrelevant because it's not going to happen this game, and probably we're not going to see it for a while, but I wanted to bring it up because I missed that so much. So if BDD wanted to, he could build another tier right now and start stacking.
Yeah.
He could get 4 tier items if he really wanted to.
And he is Rise.
Nothing's stopping him.
Mana.
Except the one to win the game.
Yeah, I do think eventually, you know, on the right champions, perhaps we will get to see it.
We saw it on Ezreal, I think.
Ezreal.
In the season opening.
Yeah.
When the Seraphs after the Mermana.
So that'll be one where you see it, I think, from time to time.
It's great for ARAM Mayhem, right? When you get like Overflow or Mind to Matter.
And you're stacking it very quickly because...
Yeah, stacks faster in ARAM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summoner's Rift, less so. But some good pressure coming up from KT. 3 Dragons in pocket, 4.5k the lead. Baron nearly up as well, so something they can look towards too. This is the kind of momentum that you definitely want with this composition. And now Piff looking for Dudu.
I mean, really long lane here. We do have the Bramble Vest completed, and Dudu is quite tanky, but again, Perfect given so much time and is going to force the flash as an arrow even. Aiming, didn't look like you saw that one, but still was able to dodge it.
Yeah, I felt like he kind of dodged after it, missed him, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Close call.
I'm not sure it would have really done anything if I had hit, other than a bit of frustration. But KT with the pressure now, you know, despite the fact Dudu was doing so well in lane, kind of hard for this Sion to really make impact on his own.
He really wants to hit the overgrowth.
Okay, I am all for people being free thinkers. And I am never someone to say, don't build how you want to build. But what is Dr. cooking right now? What?
You know, I think he's a little confused by the new season changes. Just like
SG Fiend Hunter? What is the thought process? You fire Ash Arrow and then... What? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I mean...
You ult and then your first auto is just jacked with the Sheen proc and the Fiend Hunter?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm very scared.
We're going to have to see it in action.
I don't think I want to. It does give the ultimate ability haste, right? So maybe he's just trying to be an ult bot, but they only have 2 damage threats. So maybe being an ult bot isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
This is some dark tech. I don't know, I've not seen this. If this is some dark tech I'm missing out on, I want no part of it.
I for one, welcome the weird new stuff. So keep it going, Duckdom. I don't care if you lose personally. Just, you know, show us the new stuff. It's day number 1. That's one.
You know what? They are 1-0 up in the series, right? So if you're gonna experiment, now is the time.
Well, Duckdom is experiencing a culling to the back, and it doesn't quite feel so great, but he does have a Soraka. So the poke is not the end of the world, and he should be just fine.
Okay, I'm going to say something as well. So with tier, you obviously stack it from hitting stuff. You can also stack it by using beneficial spells on allies. I feel like Life hasn't been doing that, because remember ages ago I said he was on like 144 stacks.
Yeah.
Look at his stacks now.
Yeah, he's not... Is he going to finish stacking this item by the end of the game? Or KT going to end it first?
He needs to stack this item. It's only good when you finish stacking it. You need to, like... Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think the DN Super's bot lane maybe cooked a little bit too much, right? Maybe a little bit too much.
Well, we already saw one support subbed out today. There's still time for a second one to be subbed out if KT win game 2. And not stacking a tier isn't necessarily a good reason to sub out a support, but we do know who is on the bench. Another Worlds finalist.
Yep.
Peter. And a guy who has a lot of time spent playing alongside a Duckdom through thick and thin, you know, through the good times and the bad.
Through the essence of Fiend Hunter bolts.
Yeah. Fortunately, Peter has not experienced that on stage yet.
Oh.
But there's still opportunity for that to happen as well.
Who am I to judge?
Oh, little stolen arrow.
Oh, that did damage. That's some AP behind that ult, you know?
Yeah.
But then they just kind of cleanse and walk it off. They did also heal as well. That seemed a little necessary, but I guess the movement speed, maybe? They're a little spooked.
Yeah.
What is that TP? Look at this TP on the minimap. What was that TP? Oh, he wanted a health shield, I guess? No, I can't justify that.
That can't be a thing.
I mean, is he just TPing for the shield? That must be it. But I can't see any other justification. He just
really,
TP'd for the shield. He wants that fat shield.
And
honestly, I respect it.
It's coming up here in 5 seconds.
I respect it. He wants to be thick. And look at that shield.
It's like buying an elixir right before an important fight, except you use your teleport for it. And so Cuz is here, and he's like, yeah, I can't really do damage through this gigantic shield.
It is such a big shield.
It's really sizable. As the culling gonna hit basically nobody, and now the Mundo ultimate is stolen, but the Scion is so tanky. Down it goes the shield, and now we got a Renekton in the back line. Tons of damage, sometimes just dies, and Perfect is unkillable. It's a rout in this one, and KT essentially 5 for 0 in the team fight. Absolutely slaughter them.
Absolute massacre, and it just really looked like some of the technology from the side of the DN Supers wasn't really coming together. Just brute force through them. We see, so the shield, it only lasts 30 seconds, and I think it starts to time out like now. Like that's his own shield's W. So his shield is just like gone. And then the fight starts, and they're trying to play around this gravity field, but it times out, Perfect jumps in, they just annihilate Duckdom. So the Fiend Hunter didn't even really get any value, and then they just roll through them.
나이스! 영보다.
Love to see it.
Very happy is Ghost, as they should be.
And you know what? If he wins this game, that's 100% support win rate for Ghost.
And it's only the beginning. Only the beginning for this this player.
Here's the question I'm really asking though. Will Life be able to stack this?
Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah. I'm going to say no. I think he doesn't finish it.
You don't think yeah, honestly, it's looking that way.
It's a 12,000 gold lead almost. And KT have this comp that's very reliable for setting up fights with the Silas, the Rise, trying to get in there, and just a bunch of beefy targets that they can hit. They can force an objective right now.
Aiming also has the model reminder, which I think, even though they added Giant Slayer back to LDR, so it does like extra damage based on the highest more health the target has compared to you, like it used to.
Well, he went into his own jungle. He thought it was his jungle. It's not.
So even though LDR is really good against a health stacking team like DN Supers has, I think there's so much healing on the enemy team. They were clearly like, look, we need a consistent Grievous Wounds applier. And even though Cuz had it, they're like, model reminders to play here.
Yeah. Trying to step up and do extra damage speed at E. They will. It's kind of bleeding here. Obviously, the Baron was taking the stolen Soraka
the cheeky, just a little bit of sustain.
Yeah.
And then back to work.
Oh, they found Closer in transition. He's just dead. And see you later. There's no way that Life is going to stack this up. He is dead now. 308. He's
not even far away. He's not going to get it.
It is so doomed.
It's so over.
Still the year of Dudu, I think, but we'll have to wait and see how that continues. Here after game 2 is an absolute stomp from KT Rolster. Pioshik says, "I'll go down this time," and that he will. The Nexus is taken out, and 27 minutes. KT will tie it up and bring us to a game number 3.
Wow,
we'll get the update from Wolf. And yeah, that goal difference graph really told the story.
We need like a tier stacked, and Life is just 0. BDD 1. Yeah, I was a little bit unconvinced by some things from DN Supers this game, but Dudu still playing great, you know? So credit to him. Perfect.
봐줄게.
내쪽 사지 마자. 괜찮아.
탑해 얘들아.
붙었어 그냥.
당연 바피야.
나 미드 혼자 할게.
야, 큐 한번 볼게.
야 밖에 오케이.
야, 빅토르 이거 봐줘. 야, 소라까지 볼게.
오케이.
노플.
이거까지.
봐도 돼. 나 미사일 돼. 봐봐.
나이스.
나이스. 좋잖아, 얘들아.
들어갈게.
완승.
이거 죽여. 또 올게.
좋았다.
오케이.
좋았다. 형이야.